Happy New Year! Are you struggling to stay on track? Are you interested in being able to stay on track? Is your goal this day, this week, this month, this year to get and stay on track? If that's the case, you've come to the right video. This is the first in a 4-week minimum series on exactly how to stay on track, what I received from Spirit, and also what I've received from science. So these videos are meant to help you start your day right, set your mind right at the beginning of the day. Watch these at the beginning of each day so that you can really attack the day and enjoy the fruits of your labor. By the way, I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield. If you have not yet, hit subscribe here on YouTube so that you get the notifications first every time we are going live with our weekly energy flow forecasts. Now, these are meant to be watched year-round anytime, right? Best taken first thing in the morning to start your day off right. And for this week in particular, the problem that we're watching out for, what's coming up in the forecast, is belief in failure, fear of failure. So there's this special cooties thing that comes up for some of us, especially if we're a little bit more type A, left brain, scientific control enthusiasts, when the idea of failure or doing things imperfectly, like taking imperfect action, letting people see the website before it's done, right? Coming out of the house before your hair and your nails are did, right? Getting into a situation before everything is set perfectly. For some of us who are control enthusiasts, we're like, ew. No. If that's you, this message as well as the next subsequent few are for you. Looking at the data from my YouTube channel, my viewer said you like it when I talk about stay on track. And so I'm committing to the next 4 messages to stay on track. Comment below if you want to hear more about exactly how to stay on track, or if I'm off track and you're like, I don't want to hear anymore. No, Victoria, don't tell me anymore about how to stay on track. Comment below and tell me what do you want to hear more on. But with that being said, we're talking about fear of failure and how that stops you from staying on track. Repeat to me, fear of failure. Fear of failure? Fear of failure is what stops you. Watch out for fear of failure stopping you from staying on track today. This and every day, but especially just for today, as we say in Reiki, right? Just for today, I will watch for my fear of failure. Believing in a fear of failure, believing that failure exists, is something that drains your energy, and your energy is everything, especially when you're in business, especially when you are a corporation, a corpse body, a corporation of one, being a solopreneur. Your energy affects and determines, it governs your productivity, your ability to follow through. And if you have this persistent fear that things are not going to work out, that things are not perfect enough, holding you back, it's going to cause you to really stagnate or even completely put the kibosh on any forward progress, right? So this is the problem that my spirit guides are saying you want to watch out for today and every day this week, right? Until we come up to the next one next week, right? But today, especially, watch for perfection paralysis and stopping yourself from trying before you even know how things are going to go, right? Rather than going for it and seeing how it works out, you are so smart. You tell yourself, you meaning me, like we're in the same boat here. Whenever I point at the screen, notice that there are 3 fingers pointing back at yours truly. So whenever you think that you are so smart that you know that it isn't going to work out, that is you basically telling the universe, I don't want what I've asked for. Don't give it to me. I'm going to create all of these vision boards. I'm going to create all of these business cards. I'm going to create all of these offers. I'm going to create all of these products, programs, services. I'm going to create all of these opportunities. I'm going to create all of these ways to go out and connect. I'm going to say all of the things that I want. I have so much vision. And universe, don't give it to me because it's not perfect, because I'm not perfect. I'm afraid to fail. I believe in failure. Believe it or not, the bigger the front, the bigger the back. On the other side of failure is massive, rapid growth. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at how AI and large language models of learning, right? How technology innovations right now show us big and real and current examples of just how powerful a growth catalyst failure is. So if you're afraid to fail, that means you're afraid to grow. Whoa! I'm gonna step a little bit farther back in case that hurt. Ow! Right? If you are afraid to fail, that means you are afraid to grow. If you really want what you're asking for, let's go get it. So, all right, what does Spirit have to say? What does science have to say? And with all of that being said, what's our action step? That's the agenda for the rest of this video. Do you have your notes? I have mine. Shout out to you if you've made notes or you're ready, you got your pen and your pad. Go ahead and type in the comments below, pen and pad ready, I'm taking notes. I love being able to see who's studying along and tag someone who needs to hear this message. All right, first and foremost, what does Spirit have to say? Tarot of the week is renewal. Renewal, number 20 in the major arcana. So this has to do with relationships. A major arcana card in the Angel Tarot means that it's you, but it's also at least one other person. So this is how we are interacting with those around us. Renewal, Archangel Jeremiel says, review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. My guides are saying, read. The angels sent you this card because you're either near the end of a project or at a crossroads on the threshold of making an important change. This card signifies that it's time to review and do some evaluation. Make thoughtful judgments regarding your life and then make confident choices. Rest easy knowing that you've prepared well. Legal situations are resolved favorably for you. In addition, academic examinations and certification tests go well. Renewal. Renew your spirit. Renew your vows. You're almost there. If you are having fear of failure piping up and distracting you from staying on track today, it's time to renew your vows and renew your awareness of the facts of what's going on right here and now. That's what's coming up from Spirit in this card, right? You're at the thresholds, it says, of making an important change. There is a shift in the project about to come up. And if you allow your fear of failure to get in the way, you will not stay on track. You're on the threshold. Renew your spirit, renew your vows, look at the data, look at what's going well. We're going to dive more into all of these topics over the course of the month. But today in particular, Spirit is saying, renew your vows, renew your energy. What are you committed to? And see what's coming up right now for you. So bringing in a little bit more inspiration. For one, the science part we're going to approach in a two-prong. One, over the next few videos. For one, we're going to have a chapter study of, yes, Think and Grow Rich. The chapter study for this day, this week, this month, is chapter 2 on desire of Think and Grow Rich, right? Shout out to you. Comment below if you have your copy of Think and Grow Rich. Make sure you read the chapter 2 in the book of Think and Grow Rich as we're working through it together. So one, we're going to see what Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich says. And then two, we're going to look at an article from today. So with that, the quote that came forward from chapter 2 of Desire from Think and Grow Rich, my spirit guides told me to read is this: how to get dreams off the launching pad. A burning desire to be and do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Burning desire to be and do. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Remember that all who succeed in life got off to a bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles before they arrive. The turning point in the lives of those who succeed usually comes at the moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves. Takeaways from this passage from Think and Grow Rich for you today. There is another version of you that you can only encounter when you engage, quote unquote, failure. When you go to failure, there is another version of you that comes out. Right? I'm in my hoodie because yay. And I've been getting bigger since powerlifting. And when you powerlift, you lift to failure. You specifically go to the point of, I can't do it anymore. And it's because of that your muscles grow, right? I'm lifting more. I'm lifting, my gosh, more than my beginning body weight, 163 pounds. Like I usually do it in kilos, but right now it's, if I convert it, it's around 163 pounds. When I started lifting, I was around 150. I'm lifting more than my body weight. Why? Because I went to fail. I went to screw up. There is another version of me that came out, that rose from the ashes of those previous muscles. There was new growth because I failed. Muscle failure. Look it up. Lift to muscle failure. Put it in Google and you know what I'm talking about. So with that, Napoleon Hill is saying there is another version of you. There's your other self that is responsible for making the big shift in your life and business, right? But it only comes through engaging hardship, getting curious about it. Especially if you watch our annual reading, which is tagged in the description, right? As well as a whole bunch of other resources. That is the inspiration behind today's video. What you'll see is we talk about the difference between and shift is F for a farmer's mindset, right? Go ahead, you click on the annual reading, click on January in the comments, it'll go straight to January, right? And that was one thing that really came up for this month in particular, is the difference between and shift coming up in your life. And shift happening in your life is the F. What are you seeing it as? Is it fertilizer or failure? Is this fertilizer? The challenges, the kerfuffle, the imperfection, the unexpected the trials, the tribulations, the curveballs. Is this failure or fertilizer? Depends on what you do with it. If you have a farmer's mindset, you will see this as fertilizer rather than you will see fertilizer rather than feces and take it to grow something new with, right? The story of the lotus is that it rises from the mud. Yes. So with that, today in particular, look at the challenges, the unexpected, the imperfection, the disappointments that happen. See that as course correction, as renewal, as the tarot card said, something to renew and refresh and recalibrate your relationship to the goal with greater accuracy. Finally, we're going to come to the article of the day. And we have an article titled Unlocking Growth, Learning from Failure with AI's Egoless Approach. So go ahead and click in the description of the video for the link to the entire article. And this is from fastcompany.com. Here's the quote that my guides led me to pull for you for today, so you set your mind right. Upham, who was writing this article last year, early in my role as CEO, I received constructive criticism for over-explaining decisions. My intention was to foster understanding and buy-in by detailing the journey. Turns out, I was inadvertently undermining my own influence. It took 2 review cycles for this feedback to fully sink in and prompt change. Listen, I stubbornly clung to my approach. We humans spend a lot of energy protecting our pride. We subconsciously and selectively accept feedback that's packaged inside a win, while sidelining that which is coupled with a failing. This tendency is underscored in a 2019 study by Lauren Eskeris-Winkler and Eilert Fishback. Participants in their research trials exhibited a heightened focus on personal victories over failures. Remarkably, these same individuals, when acting as onlookers, extracted valuable lessons from the failures of their peers conducting the same trials. This is a glaring reminder of our ego's influence. And so he continues in this article to talk about how the power of AI is in the egoless approach to pursuing failure for the sake of rapid growth and learning. Egoless approach to the pursuit of failure for rapid growth and learning. We are human. And my spirit guides told me to grab that quote out in particular today for you to honor yourself just for today, that you're a human being, right? Be kind to yourself as you approach your life and your business, as we want to have this feeling of anti-failure, right? Failurelessness, perpetual productivity, inevitable successes. We want to enter the flow of being free from the fear of failure, that you're still human. You're not a robot. You're not a robot. And one thing that AI can teach us is an awareness of how fast can we move when we hold on to our ego. Like he said, like Upham said, he was stubbornly upholding his point of view and ready to accept compliments. But when it comes to failure, ooh, there's nothing for me to learn here. Ew, right? Interestingly, though, when we watch other people fail, oh, yeah. They totally should have done this, that, and the other thing different. If I was in that situation, I totally would have done nom 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 and nom 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 nom. But when it's us failing, wow, what happened to all of that analysis? I'm like, oh, now I know what I was supposed to do. Be kind to yourself. Today, watch out for that, because failure is actually growth. Flip it with the farmer's mindset. When hits the fan today, not if. When it does, go ahead and look at that breakdown as a big breakthrough. Allow yourself to see where is the growth coming forward. And so this brings us to the action step of the day, right? If you want to deepen your practice, when you go on School, our member platform, there is a wonderful meditation that my guides told me to curate from our vault of visualizations. There are hundreds and hundreds of meditations in there, but today's meditation for you to do is 17 minutes, and it's called Sacred Volcanic Growth Guide. The Sacred Volcanic Growth Guide. It's listed under your guided vision journey meditations. 7-minute meditation that allows you to embody the feeling of letting go and letting growth happen. We can talk about it. In meditation, you can practice being it. Go ahead, get into that visualization. If you aren't on School yet, go ahead and click the link in the description. And by the way, if you are watching this video, by the way, hi, thank you for making it to the end of today's message. If you're watching this video on one of the social media platforms, go ahead and text the word compass to 66866. That way, you'll get to access my free offer of your Claim Your Inner Compass worksheet, so that you can see what are one of the 4 areas that could be stopping you from trusting your gut, so that you can optimize your life and business. That'll also add you to my email list, so you'll get my Sunday morning written meditations and commentary on each week's message. And that's a straight click through link to the message of the week. You don't have to come through any of the noise on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, blah, 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 wherever it is. You just click through and come straight to the video. Super quiet, super easy, super focused, as your planning should be. Yes, yes. And by the way, again, thank you for making it to the end of this week's message. I just wanted to remind you, these videos, all 14 years of love letters and business energy flow forecasts, are sponsored by me. And to close out our video, I would love to let you know how you can support the channel. Brr, it's cold outside. Good thing I have my visionary hoodie. If you want to support the channel, I'm self-monetized, right? This is, I'm not monetized by or paid by YouTube. So if you want to support this content, if you believe in our work, go ahead and buy you some #visionary merch by clicking the link in the description. And thank you so much for doing that. It's an honor and a pleasure to keep the vision alive together, right? So go ahead, go get them this week. You do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. Mwah. Bye for now.